This session is on reviewing compliance obligations. For school registration, there are a number of practices to be reviewed annually in the school. This work will be spread across different people to review different areas under the basis that you can't review your own responsibilities. The first thing that will happen is that you will receive an email from FastTrack notifying you that a compliance obligation review is due. The email will look like this. It will be titled Scheduled Obligation Review. It will have the subject of the review and a link down the bottom, Look at and Update it. Once you've reviewed the actual operation within the college, you can update FastTrack to say that you have carried out the review along with your findings by clicking this link at the bottom saying Update. This link will open a screen looking like this. The screen gives you the ability to put in the date that you carried out the review. You may be updating it after the event. By clicking on the little calendar, you get a range of dates up where you could backdate it to when it was done. You've got two boxes for specifying your findings. We try to separate fact from opinion, and as a senior manager, your opinion is valuable, so the notes would consist of what you checked and what you found from it. The comments box is for your assessment of the carrying out of the practice. The status is just the status of the step that you're carrying out, and the who to do is who you need to notify that you have completed the review. This is normally the coordinator of this area of obligations. If the person normally responsible for management of this area is not available, you can select an alternative by clicking on the question mark. At the top of the pop-up screen, type in the person's name that you want to replace this with. Click on the little icon button or press enter, and it will list everybody down with that name. You can remove the current person allocated by highlighting, clicking on it to highlight it, and then clicking the X to remove them. And then double click on the person that you wish to notify. Their name will appear up in the white box. Having done that, you can then hit the Save button. Next date is the date that will be diarised against the person you're notifying for them to acknowledge the work has been done. Normally you do not have to change it, but if you wish to change it, you can click on the box. Press the OK button. The screen will disappear and it will return back to your email. That is the end of your task of recording the obligation review. The second part of the obligation review is the responsibility of the coordinator for that obligation. Once the reviewer has completed their work, FastTrack will then notify the coordinator that the review has been completed by emailing them a link that looks like this. Again, it will have the details, and now there is a link in here back to the obligation, and it is their task now to reschedule the obligation for the next period. They do that by clicking on the link. It will reopen FastTrack with the details of the obligation. They scroll down through it, and you'll see under the Finding Reviews details of what was recorded by the reviewer, and they can now reschedule the obligation for review in 12 months' time by selecting the Reschedule button on the left-hand side. A reschedule screen will appear. First is selecting the schedule to be updated. So normally there will only be one option in here, schedule, click on it, so it appears. The source is the person who's doing the rescheduling, in other words, yourself. So by clicking down here and typing in your name, you then click on the checkbox to the left of your name to select your detail. It's just an area where you can put in a comment that you might just want to say completed. You can type in any text in here, but the fact that it's pink and has a little red asterisk next to the title means it is a mandatory field. The result is basically a pass or fail level on your fulfilling of the obligation requirements. Normally, you will answer that it complies, but you could also note that it had minor or major issues with compliance. Say we comply, and from that it will calculate the date being 12 months hence from today. If you wish to change that date to make it the start or the end of the month, you can do it by clicking on the calendar and you can alter the day. Having done all that, you click OK. FastTrack returns to the obligation screen and you can hit OK to exit. The screen will return back to your email and you have completed the review of client's obligations. Thank you.